Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OTS News. My name is Mean Marky D. Pile driving geeks since 1973. The biggest mark in the IWC. With WrestleMania 37 just right around the corner, everyone's been wondering about the Fiend. Bray Wyatt, as rumors have circulated that Bo Dallas, Dana, you remember him, right? Bo Dallas? Isn't he in catering? Doesn't Titus have him as like the senior chef in the kitchen? What? He's doing real estate now. Oh man, that's good for him, I guess. Now, if I need a new house with an open floor concept, a patio deck sufficient enough for my grilling in the summer, I'll hit him up. Anyway, rumors have been running wild that Bo Dallas is actually the new Burn Fiend character. You know the Fiend. Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those eyes? What? Dana, you she ruined my momentum, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I'm gonna hit Broadway. What do you think? Jeepers. Enough of this shit. Now, I don't know about you guys, but why does everybody love this new Burned Fiend character? I don't want my wrestling characters jarred, okay? You know what I like burned? My steak on the grill, lightly charred. I like burning up a cigarette after a long day of work. I like my pancakes when the edges are slightly burned with a fluffy, pillowy center. Vince McMahon also likes to burn up the Monday Night Raw script right before the 8 p.m. hour, only to rewrite them again. Not my wrestling characters, Bruce! What will Randy Orton's next move be? On Monday Night Raw, this newscast is all over the fucking place, man. You know what? I think it's time for a commercial break, folks. I'll be right back with OTS News after this small musical commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OTS News, and what you just heard were the sweet sounds of White Bat Audio. That one was called Leg Ride. I know there's a couple of rats running around behind the scenes in WWE Creative, but that's a different story for a different day. In other news is coming in from PW Insider that Charlotte Flair is backstage at Monday Night Raw and looking to make the show that much worse. Oh my God, we're under into an attack! Someone help! False alarm, folks. False alarm. Will she be added to the WrestleMania Raw Women's title match? Which we all know doesn't make any sense right now. To begin with, Asuka defending the Raw Women's title against Rhea Ripley. Yeah, Rhea Ripley deserves a women's title match. Oh, man. That is absolutely laughable, ladies and gentlemen. Construction is still ongoing inside the venue as well. Casey got a rough draft of what it will look like inside, and of course, he didn't like the original draft. Oh, this fucking noise! Still going on! It's gonna continue for a couple more weeks. So if you're lucky enough to be inside the venue, you have to deal with this noise, but we apologize for any inconvenience this may bring you at this time. Tonight's special at the bar, ladies and gentlemen, is the Android Apple Teeny. This is a new one that JD from New York has invented as of today. If you want to do terrible moonsaults and feel incredibly overrated in front of all of your friends tonight, then this drink is absolutely for you. And tonight's Titus special, and yes, Dana, thank you for fucking up the order last week during the SmackDown post show. Dana forgot, quote unquote, to place the order. Yeah, right. I don't even know why you work here. Tonight's Titus special is his T.O. steak sandwich. T.O. meaning Titus O'Neil, clowns. His T.O. steak sandwich. This is a marinated grilled hanger steak with caramelized onions, Swiss cheese on a toasted ciabatta with a salt and peppercorn sauce and homemade house fries. You can opt, obviously, for the homemade waffle fries, which is exactly what I would recommend. Ladies and gentlemen, enough of my shenanigans. The show is about to begin. This is your Monday Night Raw post show with your host, JD from New York. Tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by the Braun Strowman Express Railways. He's Braun, and he's stupid, and he runs fast. Whee!
Stupid! This was absolutely the worst Monday Night Raw of the entire year, ladies and gentlemen. If there's one goddamn shill or checkmark in the community that has anything positive to say about this, man, I hope that you suffer the same fate as Braun Strowman and the Strowman Express. I hope you all miss your fucking stops. Jesus Christ, man. Hurt Business breaks up. Jenga, Hungry Hippos, Pictionary, Report Cards, and Baron Corbin. We waited 3 hours for Baron Corbin. Also on tap tonight, guys, I got a rumor killer about Bo Dallas. And boy, oh boy, man, Becky Lynch may not be the only woman, or Lacey Evans, I should say, the only women who are pregnant in WWE. This is the only podcast you need on your Monday night. This is the Raw Post Show on Off the Script. This fucking foliage? Is this what you want, Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, the hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for March 29th, 2021. I am the master of ceremonies, the owner of this fine establishment, man, on Off the Script, JD from New York. Oh, God. You know, folks, I usually know what to say immediately when I come on here, man. I'm absolutely speechless, man. Bruce, my good old buddy Bruce, and senile Vince have left me absolutely speechless, man. This was the absolute bottom of the barrel Monday Night Raw of 2021. This was the worst Monday Night Raw of the entire year, man. I really, genuinely mean that. And I got people on social media telling me, oh, it wasn't that bad. I don't know what you're watching. What exactly were you watching that I wasn't fucking watching? What were you watching? I'd love for you to explain this to me. What was it that I missed? That I somehow overlooked on Monday Night Raw? Oh, the The game show contest between the New Day, AJ Styles, and Omos, right? Where we had Jenga, which wasn't played. I would rather watch somebody play Jenga for 3 hours than endure this fucking garbage. I'm actually not that bad of a Jenga player, man. Never mind. I was going to say something, but it could have been easily twisted into a sexual joke, and I'm not going to give these trolls any more ammunition, man. Jenga. We had Hungry Hippos, which also wasn't played. I mean, you don't need to look fucking far to find a Hungry Hippo on this fucking show. I'll tell you that. What else did we have? Pictionary. The WWE Raw Tag Team Championships, folks, and the match between Omos, AJ Styles, and the New Day is being built up 2 weeks before WrestleMania through a game of Pictionary. I swear on my grandfather's tomb, even he's not even a wrestling fan, rolling over in his fucking tomb right now. That's just one segment. We also had The Miz and John Morrison. The Miz, who, by the way, who only 21 days ago, as of this recording, was the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The Miz and John Morrison debuted their new music video entitled Hey, Hey, Hop, Hop. Like I said, The Miz was WWE Champion 21 days ago. And I have to watch these two grown men rapping over a generic rap beat dressed in bunny outfits. Let me reiterate this again for you in case you fucking missed it, or you didn't hear me, or you walked away. The Miz was a WWE champion 21 days ago. Then we got Shane McMahon. And believe me, folks, I came prepared. Shane McMahon had a segment against Braun because he's stupid. And WWE is giving you the truth in plain sight about what they really feel about Braun Strowman. Shane McMahon apparently dug up Braun Strowman's old report card from the 5th grade. We're going to read through this. We're going to have like a little mini hate mail Monday on Off the Script tonight, man. 5th grade report card needs improvement. Can we omit Braun Strowman's name on there and put Bruce Pritchard? Monday Night Raw needs a fucking improvement. Actually, these grades that I'm looking at are way too good for Monday Night Raw, man. Can we go lower than an F? Am I allowed to give out Z's for Monday Night Raw? Triple Z's, like you're falling asleep type Z's. That was your Monday Night Raw, folks. That was your Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw in a nutshell. And the cherry on top of the shit Sunday, folks, is we waited 3 hours for Bobby Lashley, who, in this entire fucking storyline, it is going completely the opposite direction from what Bobby Lashley was actually built up as all year. Now he needs help. Now Bobby Lashley, he didn't want it from Cedric. He didn't want it from Shelton. He wanted it from fucking 24/7 Jobberville locker room. Ricochet, Gulak, Akira Tozawa, Humberto, who's looking a little bit more buff nowadays, but let me tell you something, bro. You're going to be holding that L for a very long time. Doesn't matter what you look like. Who else? Garza. Baron was there, too. He wants the help of all the losers in the locker room. And then we watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, and we get Baron Corbin taking Bobby Lashley up on his bounty of Drew McIntyre. You know, folks, once upon a time, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and Baron Corbin were part of some of the absolute worst segments in the history of Monday Night Raw when they did nothing but battle the Shield. Several years ago, in what we called the mid-card of doom. It was a nightmare. And now they're back in the same program in 2021, 2 weeks before WrestleMania. My God, Bruce. My God. I mean, you know, I don't mind you going back into the fucking time machine, but that's where you travel back to? That's the date, year, and destination that you decided upon for Monday Night Raw. This show absolutely fucking sucks. And I guarantee you, there'll be an idiot in the community who argues every point I make on this fucking show today. There'll be a fucking idiot in the community who's gonna say something positive about this goddamn piece of shit show tonight. And I guarantee you, there's wrestlers on that roster right now who think the same way that I do, but they can't say a goddamn thing. Because Bruce Pritchard has you by the fucking balls, and you are handcuffed for the next 5 years. Hopefully less than that. This was the worst show of 2021. The absolute worst episode of Monday Night Raw all year. This is WrestleMania. Pictionary, Jenga, hungry hippos, report cards, and former WWE champions dancing and rapping in fucking bunny outfits. And Baron Corbin. Sounds like a failing grade to me, Bruce. Sounds like a failing grade to me. But Vince McMahon doesn't want to hear the bad. He doesn't want to hear the bad, reportedly. Open up your fucking eyes, Vince. You don't need to hear anything, man. I know you're old enough to still fucking see. Open your fucking eyes. Jeepers, creepers, where are your peepers? Open them. Open them. This is your Monday Night Raw post show. We were number one before I even said a fucking word tonight, man. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see, man. This is your Monday Night Raw post show on Off the Script. Thank you guys for joining me. You are 1,700 live in the chat. And the fact that it's WrestleMania season, man, I should be closer to 2,500 to be quite honest with you, but this show sucks. This WrestleMania season is the absolute worst of all WrestleMania seasons, and there's been 37 of them. Unreal. Follow me on Twitter, man. Thank you to everybody that tweeted along with me tonight on Twitter at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. I mean, for that open, man, I don't know why you wouldn't hit the subscribe. If you're new around here, why haven't you hit the subscribe button? Are you afraid? Are you afraid of writing a good show like Bruce? I don't know, man. Anyway, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell for all notifications. If you guys want to support the podcast, you can certainly do that in a number of ways. Number one, hit that thumbs up. We're at 436 likes right now. Let's try for 1,000. That's my report card, I guess, to you guys today. Can we get 1,000? Do you want an A grade or do you want a fucking Z grade like Monday Night Raw? You don't want Z's, believe, especially by me. You don't want Z's. Try to get 1,000 thumbs up, man. I really appreciate it. It helps out the video and the live stream on YouTube. Make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Great episode of Off the Script, episode 370 this past Saturday. Go and check that out. Link for that and everything else you missed. Dynamite, SmackDown, Raw last week. Everything you need is linked down below in the description of this very video. Go and check out Critiques and Connoisseurs, my other project with my boy Jason. I'll be hanging out with him tomorrow. We're going to go over some Season 2 stuff. Different vibe, different look, different liqueurs. We got some great stuff coming up. We did an episode on Sasha Banks on Saturday. Loved it. I love talking about Sasha and Bayley and the influence that they had and still have and will have forever on women's wrestling. WWE seems to be doing nothing with it because the women's divisions both fucking suck big time. But talking about Sasha and Bayley was incredibly fun, man. We drank some Casa Dragones, $500 bottle of tequila. Awesome stuff there. Go and check it out. Link for that and the official YouTube channel of Critiques and Connoisseurs linked down below, also in the description. This Saturday is my favorite episode all season, man. We did 8 episodes, and this one is my favorite of all. We got Santana of AEW's Proud and Powerful, and man, oh man, the discussion in this one is fucking awesome. Can't wait for you guys to see that on Saturday, sometime in the afternoon on Saturday, and that'll be live on YouTube. I appreciate you guys going over there to check that out. Also, today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Advanced GG. You guys need to go get yourself some of this stuff, man. Never mind gaming. I know we're all big gamers. I know some of you are probably big into Warzone. Maybe you play some Apex Legends. Maybe you play traditional Call of Duty multiplayer like I do, 6v6, which sucks right now. Maybe you guys are into the Iron Banner, Crucible stuff on Destiny. Advanced GG is where it's at, man. Not just for gaming, but for everyday life. Whether you guys work a very rigorous job, whether you go to the gym, whether you do anything, man. If you guys just want to study for school, focus is where it's at. Advanced.gg. This stuff works. I use it every day. And for shows like this, man, to give me the get up and go when we all know Monday Night Raw is going to be absolutely terrible, Advanced GG keeps me focused on bringing you guys the best live stream in the IWC. Advanced.gg. You guys are going to use code SCRIPT at checkout to save yourself 10% off literally everything on their online shop. Go and check it out. I highly, highly recommend it. And when I put my name to something, you know it fucking works. Believe me. Let's start at the top, man. Let's start at the top. WWE has confirmed another Hall of Fame inductee, and this time it is Mr. Monday Night. No, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about Rob Van Dam. He is being inducted into the 2021 Hall of Fame. This was confirmed today by WWE after rumors circulated last week. Fightful was the first to report the news. The company today had Fox Sports announce the news on Monday morning. While speaking to Fox Sports about his upcoming induction, RVD revealed that it was People Power, John Laurinaitis, People Power, who gave him the phone call about his induction into the Hall of Fame. This obviously came in the last couple of weeks because he was just recently somebody that returned to the company, John Laurinaitis, in a talent relations role. RVD said this to Fox Sports, and I quote, "I've known him since 1993 because I used to wrestle with him in Japan. From 1993 to 1997, I spent many, many long hours on long bus rides, sitting in cold arenas in the winter, hot in the summer, and ferry boat rides. We did a lot of traveling around Japan that time. You get to know somebody a little bit better when you're stuck with them all the time like that. So I'm proud to call Johnny a friend, and it was really cool to get that call from him." End quote. Now, obviously, you guys know RVD worked for ECW, WCW, WWE, Impact Wrestling. During his time in the pro wrestling business, he was a major star for ECW, the longest reigning television champion in ECW history. One of my favorite RVD moments, obviously, is when he legitimately cashed in the Money in the Bank contract back in 2006, and he challenged John Cena to a WWE Championship match pretty much at ECW One Night Stand right in ECW's backyard of the Hammerstein Ballroom, man. If there's one show in the history of pro wrestling that I wish I was at, it would be that show. I go back and I think about that show. I go back and I watch that show whenever I can, whenever the opportunity comes up, when an anniversary is talked about with that show, or just to reminisce how great that crowd was. That crowd was one of the best crowds, if not the best wrestling crowd I ever seen. ever for any wrestling show. The energy in that arena was unbelievable. That's when the if Cena wins, we riot big flag / banner was hanging in the rafters of, or I guess the balcony section of Hammerstein Ballroom. That show also included a great tag team match with Mick Foley and Edge teaming up against Terry Funk and Tommy Dreamer. Just awesome shit, man. It was so awesome, that show. RVD is a legend, and I'm surprised it actually took them this long to induct him. His influence, even then, you knew was going to kind of transcend pro wrestling. People now that are doing what they are doing, a lot of people talk about high flying and ballet and flips and dives and this and that. RVD is an innovator, and his influence is what you're seeing now. Not many people were doing, RVD stuff back in the day. Not many people were like RVD. RVD at his time was legitimately a one of a kind. There's not many people that could do what he does. And the way he did it. He just had it. Everything about him was great. Such an influence. I'm surprised it took them this long to induct him into the Hall of Fame. And like I said, on Saturday, the Hall of Fame ceremony is taped, and it will be airing Tuesday during WrestleMania week on Peacock exclusively. Now, Batista's not going into the Hall of Fame. He rescinded his Hall of Fame induction. He's going to go in at a later date. Schedule conflicts mixed also with the fact that he doesn't want to go in virtually. He wants fans to be there. Lucky him. He got that pleasure of doing so. So the 2020 class is the NWO, JBL, who I think has every IWC personality blocked on social media. Good for him. The British Bulldog, Jushin Thunder Liger, and the Bella Twins. And they're going to mix it with the 2021 class. We got Molly Holly, Eric Bischoff, Kane, RVD, and Great Khali going into the Hall of Fame. So that's that. So congratulations to Mr. RVD. No question. Now, I got other news. I got other news that we'll read as we get on with the show. But there was two other major stories I want to go over. Number one, this is a sad one, and no new news has came out about his well-being. But Road Dogg, Brian James, was hospitalized over the weekend, 51 years old. He was hospitalized late Thursday night, likely suffering a heart attack. According to his wife, Tracy James, she wrote on her official Facebook account, and I quote, "I want to thank everyone for the prayers and texts. Brian most likely suffered a heart attack late Thursday night after returning from Orlando. He has had a test run, and we're currently waiting for the results. And he's also seen a kidney specialist, and we will have a stress test done. He's always been on blood pressure meds for high blood pressure. Just please pray all the tests come back for something we can fix. I'm a total wreck, but I'm trying to be positive. Please pray for Brian. He feels horrible, and for God to please heal my husband so he can come home. Thank you all so very much." She then later on gave an update that his kidneys were clear and more testing would be done on Monday. Nobody's heard anything about his well-being today. She says this, just an update. Doc just came in. Kidneys came back clear, and a heart cath is scheduled for Monday, and they will determine then what's to be done. Please continue to pray for him and his doctors, our family. Thank you, and we love you all. End quote. So my thoughts and prayers go out to Road Dogg, and I hope he pulls through from this terrible situation, man. I don't want to think about, that type of thing. It just sounds awful, man. It really does. Heart attacks and all that stuff, man. It makes me cringe, honestly. Road Dogg, I pray for you, bro, and I hope everything goes well, and I wish him a very speedy recovery, and I hope he bounces back from this. So my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, man. Terrible situation there. You never want to hear anything about that with anybody. I would never wish that on my worst enemy. So thoughts and prayers go out to Brian James, a.k.a. Road Dogg. Charlotte Flair She wasn't on the show. PW Insider actually reported that Charlotte Flair was backstage at WWE Raw tonight. A lot of people were speculating that she was going to show up on the show tonight and be included in the Asuka Rhea Ripley match at WrestleMania, challenging for the Raw Women's Championship. We did not see that happen. But with only a week left to go after this Raw, I would not be surprised if WWE still does add her. Even though she missed the show tonight, it really doesn't mean anything. WWE could add her on the day of the show. I would not be surprised. There was also rumors that she was going to be moved to SmackDown to maybe get included on the WrestleMania card via a match with Bayley. Obviously, that didn't happen on Friday. So I don't know what's going on with Charlotte Flair. But Andrade, he kind of broke down all the barriers tonight when he was with Hugo Savinovich on Lucha Libre's online Facebook page. He detailed some of the things from his run in the company that he was not able to speak about up until now. Now, Andrade went and talked about Charlotte Flair and her absence from WWE TV. Andrade said that a WWE doctor told her that she was pregnant. He says she took several pregnancy tests and they were all negative. So Andrade and Charlotte went to find doctors themselves to get confirmation, since WWE was not helping them get the answers that they were seeking. Andrade added that Charlotte was pulled from storylines because WWE believed she was pregnant. I mentioned this, not specifically the fact that she was pregnant, but I mentioned how everybody was going on and on and on and on about how Charlotte Flair is missing WrestleMania because she has COVID-19 or she tested positive for COVID-19. I looked at everybody right into this camera and I said, fuck no, that's not the reason. She's medically cleared to come back now from COVID. She could be on TV as of tonight. She wasn't, but that's not the reason why she's missing WrestleMania. It's not. WWE wants to include her at WrestleMania. They are going to do that, but she was not pulled from this supposed Raw Women's Championship match for COVID-19. I said it definitely has something to do with Andrade. Definitely. Nobody knew what that was. Everybody was speculating that it was because Charlotte probably pushed for her fiancé to get released and not have a 90-day non-compete clause attached to his contract. Now, it clearly wasn't that. Now we're really finding out that Charlotte had a pregnancy scare with Andrade, and that's why she wasn't medically cleared for WWE television. She did have COVID, but COVID's not the reason why she's off TV and missing WrestleMania. This definitely takes bigger priority over that. You know, a lot of people were saying that WWE's keeping things a secret with Charlotte Flair. This would definitely fall into that secret category. They didn't want this getting out. So Andrade went out there and kind of just laid it all on the table. He didn't give a shit. Andrade's going to say what he's got to say because he's frustrated. He's going to do whatever he has to do to protect Charlotte Flair and the things that he says. He obviously can't say certain things, but he's going to, especially with himself, he's going to just lay it all on the line. He don't give a fuck. He wanted out of there so badly. At this point, he gives zero fucks about WWE. So Charlotte was pulled from storylines because WWE believed she was pregnant. Now, when it was proved that she was not pregnant, there was no apology given by WWE, and the doctor called and said, "You're pregnant." And that was it. Andrade says this happened with other talent as well. So not only is it a pregnancy scare, WWE thought that she was pregnant. She was pulled from television. Then the doctor got it wrong, fucked up. She went and sought answers from the WWE medical staff. They didn't give her the answers that she went to go find. They ignored her request, which probably led to some backstage bullshit and the reason why she's off TV. She probably went to the higher-ups, asked what was going on, and WWE management and Charlotte all got into one big chaotic bullshit drama backstage, and that was it. in regards to why she was removed from the WrestleMania ads. Everybody wants to know why she was removed from the WrestleMania ads. Andrade said he has information on that, but he's keeping that quiet because it can affect her since she is still with the company. He added that there is a lot of jealousy towards her from other female talent. I wonder why. So Charlotte Flair's team sent a statement to Talk Sport and says this, and I quote, "What Manny, a.k.a. Andrade, said about the pregnancy test in today's interview is true, but a significant amount of context is lost in translation, and we'd like to clear that up the best we can. A few weeks ago, Charlotte received a call from WWE Medical telling her that her HCG levels had come back high, and she was being medically suspended for pregnancy. That day, she took several home tests, which all came back negative. A few days later, blood work and ultrasound confirmed there was no pregnancy. This was before any issues with COVID. She's currently medically clear from COVID." This put a lot of context for her, mainly how small a woman's career window is. The men are able to work well into their 50s, while these women are seen as quote-unquote older in their early 30s. For an athlete in her prime, these years mean everything. And that is just some of the statement that Charlotte Flair's team gave Talk Sport and Alex McCarthy online this evening during Monday Night Raw. So the truth slowly starts to come out, folks. Andrade obviously said some other things in regards to himself and what he was being paid and yada, yada, yada about people pretty much being complacent in WWE, knowing that shit is wrong and that they're afraid to speak up. I hope to get that podcast translated and maybe we can dissect it and talk about it on Saturday's episode of Off the Script. But that's the latest with Charlotte Flair. And, you know, like I said, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Charlotte Flair comes back next week. Seems like WWE is just completely lost as far as what to do with Asuka and Rhea Ripley and any of the women, to be quite honest with you. I would not be surprised if Charlotte Flair comes back on Monday or even at WrestleMania. I just find it very difficult to believe that WWE is going to keep Charlotte Flair off of WrestleMania when she's actually cleared. So there must be something else going on there, or maybe this one issue is just really sitting with her and she's really that upset about it to a point where she's just sitting out until things die down. I don't know. But that's the latest on Charlotte Flair. First it was Andrade, then it was COVID, now it's a pregnancy scare. So all the secrets, all the little pieces of information are slowly starting to come out in regards to Charlotte Flair. I got more news. On Bray Wyatt. We'll talk about that when we get to the Bray Wyatt Randy Orton segment on tonight's show. I got news on Mustafa Ali as well. And Retribution. No Retribution tonight, which I pinpointed on social media. Ali has no representation of Retribution anywhere on his ring gear. But no Retribution members were seen on Raw. Nobody's heard of them on social media. They just seemingly disappeared. We'll talk about that as well. And my analysis on Retribution and what I think we should be doing with those guys. Let's go to the top of the show, man. Monday Night Raw opened up with the Hurt Business. We got Bobby Lashley, MVP, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin in the ring. MVP asked for the attention of the WWE Universe. He said they had an official announcement on Raw. Said they're less than 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, where Lashley will walk in and walk out as WWE Champion. Lashley said if anyone takes out Drew McIntyre before WrestleMania, that person will be rewarded a title match against him. I still don't really grasp how that makes any sense. It might make sense to the fucking gargoyle on social media, but it doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to me because it's legitimately the opposite of the way Bobby Lashley has been booked on Monday Night Raw leading up to him capturing the WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley has been portrayed as a monster, as a legit badass, as a killer. And here, he refused help from Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. He kind of shooed them away. And then, being that he got upset because they were helping him because they're in the same group, go figure, later on in the show last week, he then requests help and puts a bounty on Drew McIntyre's head, issuing to anybody in the locker room, if they could take out Drew McIntyre, that person will get a WWE Championship match at a future date. Now, it may be worded in a different way, but it all cycles back to being the same thing. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin wanted to help Bobby Lashley take out Drew McIntyre. Bobby Lashley didn't want their help, but Bobby Lashley wants somebody else's help. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm going to throw this one at you. I want you to keep this nugget of information in the back of your head. The Hurt Business is barred from ringside at WrestleMania. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? So, MVP said not to mistake Lashley's generous offer for weakness. Sure. MVP shrugged and said, they just believe Drew has had his opportunity, so someone else should have a chance to step up. He asked if anyone wanted to step up to accept this generous offer by the WWE Champion, and nobody stepped up in response. MVP then pointed out to the big screen and said that there were certain people who won't be facing Drew at WrestleMania, and they showed clips of Drew beating up both Cedric and Shelton in a handicap match last week. Lashley said because they failed last week that they are barred from ringside at his match at WrestleMania. He said they lost the tag team titles, and that tarnishes his image. He said he cannot count on them for anything right now. He says he's worked too long and too hard for the WWE title, and he refuses to associate himself with incompetent fools. MVP said Lashley is right. He said they had a 2-on-1 opportunity to take out Drew, and you failed miserably, just like WWE upper management does with this show. MVP said they can defend themselves. Cedric says they could have handled this privately, but you wanted us out here to make a mockery out of us live on television. Shelton Benjamin then took the microphone and asked if they wanted to embarrass them on TV. Was that why you called us out here? Shelton said Lashley wouldn't even have the WWE title if me and Cedric didn't have his back. MVP was getting in Shelton's face. Shelton was telling MVP to get back. Don't talk to me like I'm a little child. And then Shelton shoved MVP. Lashley hits Cedric. Shelton then takes Bobby Lashley and takes him down with a major waistlock down to the ground, which looked great. Lashley got wide-eyed, threw off his suit jacket, wanted to fight Shelton Benjamin right then and there. They exchange blows, does Lashley and Shelton Benjamin in the middle of the ring. Lashley threw some knees, gave Shelton a face plant. Cedric backed off. Lashley kicked Shelton in the ribs and sent him to the floor with Cedric Alexander as they retreated up the ramp. MVP said they should be ashamed of themselves. Lashley said Hurt Business is over. He said the opportunity stands for everyone else to be rewarded a WWE title match at WrestleMania. And that was the end of the segment. Now, I liked some of this. Most of this I really didn't care for. I don't really understand why they're upset, MVP and Lashley are, with Cedric and Shelton. They've been such a positive to Lashley and to MVP, more so than just this one bad week. So you're blaming them for this one bad week, and you're breaking up probably the best group in WWE on the main roster. Since the pandemic started, the Hurt Business has been one of the very, very, very few positives on Monday Night Raw and you're deciding to break them up. Now, I'm not really for that. I do know that Hurt Business has been barred from ringside. Hurt Business has been barred from ringside when this match was made with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley for the WWE title. And I said, I could be wrong on this. I could be looking at this completely just 100% wrong. But I do remember Hurt Business being banned from ringside at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley and MVP kicked out Cedric and Shelton Benjamin tonight. They are no longer in the Hurt Business. Does that mean that this is all one big staged ploy by MVP to ensure that his guys do have the opportunity to help Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania? But even so, if that is the case, it goes completely against everything that Bobby Lashley is. Why are we choosing Bobby Lashley to be a semi-coward WWE champion by asking for help against Drew McIntyre? I don't understand the logic in this storyline arc here. Bobby Lashley's been the absolute strongest character for well over a year since Brock Lesnar was removed from WWE television. Bobby Lashley has been the strongest character on both brands outside of Roman Reigns. Booked on this show, portrayed on this show, on both shows. And now because he is a heel and Drew McIntyre is a babyface, you're going traditional heel roots for Bobby Lashley to be a coward and ask for help and put bounties on Drew McIntyre? Bobby Lashley is a fucking vicious son of a bitch. Why does he need help against Drew McIntyre? Bobby Lashley should go into WrestleMania, put the fucking title on the line, have a damn good match with Drew McIntyre. He either wins or he either loses. And it has nothing to do with anybody else. It's either Lashley does it or Lashley doesn't do it. Just by you booking it this way makes Lashley look a little weak. And why would you want to portray Lashley as weak after you've done everything you could to make him the only legitimate threat on this entire show going up against Drew McIntyre? I don't understand it. I really don't. So I may be wrong about the Hurt Business. I may be wrong about Shelton. I may be wrong about Cedric possibly interfering in the match and this being one big hoax. I don't get it. Maybe it's just the Hurt Business is done. Maybe it's really over. My question is, if it really is over, what are we doing with Shelton and Cedric Alexander? Are they going to survive on Monday Night Raw by themselves? Probably not. Cedric probably go back to eating fucking Yukon potatoes in catering. And Shelton, man, I heard he likes the vanilla pudding for dessert. Dead. So you took three guys who were legitimately at the top of the brand, and now you're just leaving Bobby Lashley while throwing the other two guys away. I don't really understand the logic here. Or maybe I'm just watching it from a different set of eyes. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was riding his scooter around, and we had one of the interviewers, not named Charlie Caruso, by the way, who is completely finished with WWE. Good for her. Full-time position with ESPN. Asked him why he thinks Sheamus attacked him. Because Sheamus is not a bro. Riddle says he's not sure if he was having a bad day or if he had a stomach ache or if Sheamus just has no soul. He compared it to dropping a burrito on the floor. Don't tell Humberto. That's all I'm going to say. Don't tell Humberto about the burrito on the floor. Riddle approached Titus O'Neil and asked, yes, Riddle. Let me repeat that. Riddle approached Titus O'Neil in the back, who, by the way, is receiving the Warrior Award for WrestleMania weekend during the Hall of Fame. Good for him. I have no problem with that. So he went up to Titus O'Neil And he asked, what if you roasted a pig in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania? Riddle thought he was roasting WrestleMania. Titus explained he was the co-host of WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan. Riddle pitched various foods to him, like shrimp and macaroni and cheese. And then Sheamus came out of nowhere and attacked Matt Riddle, knocking him off his scooter, knocking him into a bunch of production crates. And then he says, see you out there, fella. I just find it very coincidental, man, that Matt Riddle went up to Titus O'Neil and started mentioning foods. He mentioned shrimp and macaroni and cheese. I'm assuming that this is a shoot, and these are the actual items that were presented in catering this evening. Maybe Titus had roast pig on the menu tonight, man. I have no fucking idea. Really, I'm not a big fan. I'm not really into pork, bro. Bacon I like. Ham I'm not a big fan of. But shrimp, not a big seafood guy. Macaroni and cheese got JD's name written all over, bro. Especially not with the nice breadcrumb topping. Oh. What types of cheese, Titus? You got one cheese, you got two cheese, you got maybe 3, 4, 5 cheeses. The more cheeses, the better for the macaroni and cheese. Just find it funny that Matt Riddle went up to Titus and talked food, or maybe he was just stoned. I don't know. Maybe he had a little hunger pain there, Mr. Riddle. I don't know. So we got Cedric backstage with Shelton. They approached the WWE Raw GM, even though he says not, Adam Pearce. They said after all they've done for Bobby Lashley, they want to show him that he's nothing without them. Cedric said Shelton wants him this week, and if there's anything left next week as well. Cedric wants Bobby Lashley next week, and Shelton wants him tonight. Great. Cedric asked if Pearce makes the match or not. Where is your sock? Says Pearce. Make the match, Pearce. Grow a pair. I'll talk about balls in this segment. Somewhere, somehow, they're in the hands of Bruce Pritchard. I heard he knows how to manhandle balls every now and then, especially Vince's. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus in a non-title match. This was not as good as their previous encounters, but it was still a solid match here. So we go to commercial break. Sheamus picked up Riddle, hit him with a white noise on the apron, which looked fucking nasty. Don't know why those types of moves are done, but here we are. Sheamus followed that with an Alabama slam. He then sets up for a bro kick, but Riddle ran right at him with a jumping knee strike. Sheamus blocked a kick, hit a knee strike of his own for the pinfall win. Decent match. Last few minutes were really good. Not as good as their previous encounters. And Sheamus celebrated. Riddle was pissed off. He knocked him out of the ring. And the Thunderdome was virtually chanting, bro. Bro. Let me tell you something, folks. If there's one thing I hate about WWE television, it's the fact that WWE has gotten so fucking lazy on how they book championship matches. First of all, they might have forgotten that Matt Riddle lost to Mustafa Ali in 3 minutes for Ali to get a fucking match at Fastlane. So Matt Riddle legitimately, what was it, a week? 2 weeks? If that? Just won the United States Championship, goes into a match with Ali, loses. It wasn't even a fucking real match. It wasn't even on the actual card. It was a 6-man tag, which then led to a singles match. He lost. Gives Ali the opportunity to challenge for the United States title at Fastlane. And Matt Riddle beats Ali in a very good match at the Fastlane pre-show. Then we go into WrestleMania. Matt Riddle has no opponent up until last week. Sheamus has no spot on the WrestleMania card. He has no opponent at WrestleMania. They have a little backstage encounter last week, which led to this bullshit match happening tonight, which didn't need to be on the show. And Sheamus gets the victory over Matt Riddle. Lazy fucking writing. Lazy writing. When are we going to stop the fucking champions from taking pinfall losses in non-title matches to book a goddamn pay-per-view championship match. I don't understand how people in the community don't find that to be wrong. Nobody complains about it. I'm the only one that fucking complains about it every single time. Anyone with a voice, that is. Why is this allowed? Why do you turn the other cheek when you see something like that? Don't you think that that loss makes Matt Riddle look like a fucking dummy? Don't you think that loss makes the United States Championship look like shit? There was no other way to do Sheamus versus Matt Riddle at WrestleMania? None? What the fuck is a creative writer? Why can't you creatively write a better scenario instead of the fucking champion losing in a non-title match? You're only doing this match at WrestleMania anyway. I think after last week, everybody kind of assumed that was going to be the WrestleMania match anyway. So why are you giving me a match that we all know is going to happen at WrestleMania, only to do it tonight and then again in a rematch? Making it, what, 6 times that these guys have wrestled this year? No, but nobody has an issue with it. Nobody has a fucking issue with it, man. JD's being negative. Give me a fucking break. Champions should not be losing on television in non-title matches. What happened to your mid-card? Half of them are sitting in the fucking locker room because WWE finds no value in them. Unreal. You gotta start doing better. Matt Riddle's probably gonna lose that title at WrestleMania. So what exactly was the point of giving him the championship if you were only gonna make him look like a fucking loser? And my God, what have you done to Matt Riddle on the main roster? It's not as bad as Keith Lee. Keith Lee was fucking dead and gone after 3 weeks. Buried. But Matt Riddle, man, this guy is a comedy clown. Grade A comedy clown is Matt Riddle. Guy's got fucking go away, get off my TV, channel-changing heat. With, I think, everybody. Matt Riddle wasn't like that in NXT. Why is he like that on Monday Night Raw? For the same reasons that I mention every fucking week. They're writing for this guy because they are laughing at him and not laughing with him. Matt Riddle is the type of guy that you don't need to write a script for. Have him go out there, work with whoever he's working with for the night, and have him just be Matt Riddle. That's the best Matt Riddle you're going to get. Yet WWE is scripting this guy with fucking scooters and talking about goddamn God knows what. That doesn't make any fucking sense, and it just comes off terrible. Should be a good match at WrestleMania, though, right? And Sheamus should end up winning the title. Sheamus has put so much into his in-ring work and got nothing in return for it. There's no way that Matt Riddle beats Sheamus at WrestleMania. None. None. So we'll see what happens there. We move on to Shane McMahon. Shane was chatting with Elias and Jackson Riker. Speaking of get off my television. The new interviewer approached Shane. I think this was Kevin Patrick, if I believe. And asked if they can offer any insight on what he's going to reveal later about Braun. Shane says he appreciates the reporter asking questions, but no. He said they will be enlightening. Monday Night Raw and enlightening in the same sentence? Give me a fucking break, folks. Give me a break. Drew McIntyre was backstage. He walked past AJ Styles and Omos. He says he won't turn his back to them. He said the Lashley offer seems like something Styles couldn't refuse. Styles says, listen, I got bigger plans for WrestleMania. Said he'd like to see Omos slam him against the concrete a few times, but they plan to embarrass the New Day at WrestleMania to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. He said he has to focus on his match with Xavier Woods tonight. He says he's sure their paths will cross soon enough. Drew yelled and asked who is he going to take up or who's going to take up Lashley on his offer. He's scouring the locker room on somebody who is going to be willing enough to take Lashley up on his offer. Then we get into Shane McMahon, folks. Then we get into Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman, Elias, and Jackson Riker, leading to this Shane and Strowman match at WrestleMania. This is awful. Shane McMahon was in the middle of the ring. Elias and Riker were standing there with him. Shane McMahon said, in light of his amazing athleticism last week, people are saying his knee injury that prevented him from competing at Fastlane was somewhat illegitimate. He said people who think that don't understand it was adrenaline that gave him enough pain relief to get out of the way where he did not further injure himself so we can get back to 100% and beat Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. Man, is there anything that could relieve the pain from watching 3 hours of Monday Night Raw every single week? Does anybody have a remedy for that? Shane talks about adrenaline being enough pain relief to get him through the training and Braun Strowman and running away. Is there anything to stop the pain from Monday Night Raw, man? I need relief. Somebody, please. Shane then produced a report card. This is WrestleMania season, folks. We're talking about fucking Braun Strowman report cards, folks, and I got it queued up right here. Shane McMahon queued up Braun Strowman's 5th grade report card. Braun Strowman, his grades and comments from his so-called teachers. So, Braun Strowman apparently took social studies, math, English, and gym. He got a D- in social studies. Braun is a disruptive influence on those around him, often instigating fights with his peers. That was the comment left in social studies. Math. He got a D-. By the way, he got a D- in social studies as well. D- in math. The comments from the math professor. Braun has displayed a lack of basic problem-solving skills. I would suggest Braun Strowman be held back a year. He got a D in English. The fuck do you get a D in English, man? You can't read? You can't read. Comment from the teacher was, Braun has fallen behind his classmates. Summer school may be necessary. And then he got a D+ in gym with no comment. I was hoping that the comment would be, Braun Strowman does not run fast. And then the parent signature required Mr. Strowman. Folks, this is fucking absolutely egregious. We got report card grades. You want to know, I'm going to mock up my own report card grade and report card for Bruce Pritchard and the job he's doing as executive director of Monday Night Raw. Now, I know Bruce is not completely in charge, but he's the only notable name that I could use to make fun of about how bad this show is. It's too easy to blame Vince McMahon. That's why I go to Bruce. That's why I always zing Bruce on everything that's happening on this show, because it's too easy. Any fucking clown with a microphone can blame Vince McMahon for this show. But this is WrestleMania season, folks. This is the product of the WrestleMania 37 build. So, a graphic was then thrown up. Shane said a picture is worth 1,000 words. A graphic said 2 + 2 = 5. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Then a picture of Braun in a dunce hat. Shane said this is proof Braun is intellectually challenged. And we got Jackson Riker says he almost feels bad, but this is true. Shane says he will outfit Braun at WrestleMania. He said maybe what Braun needs is a big old warm hug from all of them. And he said he'd give it to him tonight. And Braun's music hit. And Shane was stuttering, Braun. Stuttering his name, mocking him. And Braun Strowman came out with the Strowman Express. MVP was on commentary because Samoa Joe was out. No word on why. MVP said Shane is one of the most intelligent people that he knows. Shane was dancing in the ring. He was acting all ready to fight when Braun Strowman gingerly walked out with no problem. No problem. They gave him all D's on his report card. Whatever. He's almost admitting that he's a fucking idiot. So Shane bailed. Braun enters. We get a match with Jackson Riker. Let me cue it up here, folks. I got to cue it up because they went and did it again. They went and did it again, man. We got the Strowman Express tonight. Whee! Whee! Fucking ridiculous, man. I don't believe that they went and did it again. After all the mocking that social media gave WWE about this one segment last week, they went and did the Strowman Express again. Fucking ridiculous, man. This is a children's show, and the audience is people my age. Yet they're booking for Thomas the Train and fucking Mr. Rogers' age demographics. All aboard. All aboard! Whee! The Strowman Express. Unbelievable. Braun wins in about 3 minutes. And it was a running power slam that got the job done for Braun Strowman, as if anybody fucking cares, really. Who gives a shit? Braun chased Shane in and out of the ring. Elias attacked Braun from behind. Shane joined in on the attack. Braun stood and shoved both of them off of him. Shane then retreated up the ramp. Braun grabbed the microphone and asked Shane where he's running off to. As far away from you as he possibly can, clown. Said he hasn't forgotten that he accepted his challenge for a match of his choosing. Braun says he's made up his mind for what kind of match he wants at WrestleMania. He says it's the kind of match, and this is word for word, folks. This is exactly verbatim that Braun Strowman issued and reiterated to Shane McMahon. He says it's the type of match where his goons can't get involved. He said there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. He said at WrestleMania, he's going to get these hands. He's going to get these hands in a steel cage match. Whee! At WrestleMania. And there'll be nowhere for Shane McMahon to run and nowhere for him to hide. Folks, I am no rocket scientist. I'm no fucking Nobel Peace Prize winner. I'm no mathematician, man. I don't have a 4.0 GPA, right? But let me get this straight. Braun Strowman asked for a steel cage match. He said it's a match where his goons won't be involved, or they won't be able to get involved. This entire storyline has been portrayed in a way where Braun Strowman is stupid. And his reply to Shane McMahon about the stipulation he wants was stupid. Has Braun Strowman ever watched a fucking steel cage match, especially as of late in modern day WWE? Maybe Braun Strowman hasn't watched enough steel cage matches as of late, man. That's the one match where he thinks people are going to stay out of the match. This match is going to keep Shane McMahon's goons out of the match. Now, unless the steel cage has a fucking roof over its head, I doubt that very highly, Mr. Strowman. Now, if Strowman was, I don't know, let me see these grades again. Let me see these grades. If Strowman was maybe a C+ in math or in English, social studies, even gym, if he was about a C+, he would probably go on and say, Hell in a Cell. Maybe a Hell in a Cell match to keep everybody, even those matches don't keep people out, the way WWE's booked them the last couple of years. AKA Fiend, AKA Brock Lesnar breaking fucking cages down, ripping doors off the fucking hinges. But a steel cage match is going to keep people from the outside, inside, Strowman. Oh my God, man. This guy's got the fucking IQ He's got the IQ of what? What do I got on my desk that I could use as a prop? He's got the IQ of this fucking dummy-looking stress ball that I got on my desk. Oh, it's actually a zombified android version of Roddy Piper. He's got the fucking IQ of this stress ball. Fucking ridiculous, man. This writing team are led by a bunch of fucking idiots. Yeah, steel cage matches keep everybody. Yeah. I want to see that happen at WrestleMania, really. So what are we going to get at WrestleMania? We're going to get another fucking obligatory Shane McMahon bump off the fucking steel cage, right? Same thing that happened when Strowman wrestled Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules in 2018. Same shit's gonna. I was actually there front row with Brian Ghoulish. I was there with Ticket Drew. I was there with Justin LaBar. I was there. I seen it all happen. I seen it all happen. It's gonna be nothing different. It's the same shit. Another obligatory Shane McMahon fall off the steel cage. The world goes round and round. The Strowman Express. Great. Can't wait. Unreal. This shit sucks. Absolutely fucking garbage. Then, speaking of garbage, it only gets worse, folks. This is WrestleMania season. Miz and Morrison sat middle of the ring. If you're wondering why my hair is so big, says Morrison, it's because it's full of secrets. Let me ask Morrison, is there anything in your hair that is the secret to writing a good show? Maybe I can hand it off to Bruce. Huh? Anything about writing a good show in your hair? I hope so. Miz says this is one of the most anticipated dirt sheets ever because it will feature the world premiere of his new single with Morrison, Hey Hey, Hop Hop. Got it. Or is it Hey Hey, Drop Drop? Hop Hop? I'm assuming it's Hop Hop, being that you got two adult males in bunny outfits. Miz and Morrison laughed about Bad Bunny not winning a VMA. VMA? When has MTV been about music, man? Not since the 90s. Not since Carson Daly and TRL, even before then, right? I know you guys watched TRL, man. What was it, Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle? Number one for how many fucking weeks? Like 60 weeks in a row? Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby One More Time. I know. I'm the only fucking idiot that called up voting for goddamn Machine Head to get into the top 10. That was never gonna happen. I had to sell for Korn. I'd even take fucking Slipknot. That didn't happen. System of a Down. That didn't even happen. Anyway. When has MTV been about fucking music, mentioning VMAs? Who gives a shit? Miz said Bad Bunny will lose to him at WrestleMania. He said, speaking of Bad Bunny, he'd like to address what happened last week. He said Bad Bunny doesn't belong in WWE. I can name a lot of things that don't belong in WWE. Just look back at the last fucking segment. Which he made clear when he hit him in the back with the guitar. Said he solidified his stance when he challenged him to a match at WrestleMania. He said Bunny accepted and hit him with the chair. He said he was trying to teach Bunny a lesson when he hit him, whereas Bunny was trying to hurt him with the guitar. Miz says he was out of line, but it's completely out of line with Bad Bunny. He promised to pay him back for every shred of disrespect and every splinter of wood that is in his back. Miz and Morrison then went to shill their new music video. Morrison said that the locations for filming were San Juan, Puerto Rico, and everybody in Puerto Rico loved them when they filmed it for the few days. Then we got the video airing. It consisted of Miz and Morrison dancing and rapping on the Raw stage while wearing bunny outfits. They were cutting away to crowd shots and concerts and screaming fans as if they were adoring the Miz and Morrison. Miz and Morrison on occasion were wearing these bunny suits as they were taking shots at both Bunny and Damian Priest in the lyrics, which I could not find, which may be of benefit to you guys because I think half of you would leave the live stream if you realized this was actually written into the show. They got up and they started dancing in the ring as the video kept playing, and they showed clips of them hitting Bunny with the guitar. This was absolutely fucking awful, man. I am legitimately embarrassed to be a pro wrestling fan after this segment. Legitimately fucking embarrassed to be a fan of professional wrestling after this. How could anyone look at this and say, oh man, Monday Night Raw is on the right track? This is not entertainment. It's not funny. It's fucking juvenile. And the fact that this guy was 3 weeks ago the WWE champion is absolutely deplorable. Deplorable. Unreal. Who watched this and enjoyed this garbage? Now you want to know why nobody wanted Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. Back in the ring, Morrison was tearing up, fake cries, fake tears, and he was thanking his family, and he's thinking about winning an Emmy Award. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest mercifully interrupted this segment. Priest lied and said he enjoyed the video. Bunny says it was entertaining. Priest says he's glad Miz had time to laugh, chill, and goof off because he won't be laughing after facing Bunny at WrestleMania. Priest then said Bunny is going to make Miz his bitch in Tampa. Miz and Morrison then walked up to Priest at ringside. Priest told Miz to go past him and go get Bunny. Miz went after Bunny. Bunny legitimately, it wasn't a completely closed fist because they showed the replay about 3 or 4 different times on my end. He knocked the shit out of the Miz with this right hand, and it was stiff. It was stiff. You even heard John Morrison say, are you all right? Are you all right? Bad Bunny's got to, take a couple steps back on that one, man. Seriously, it looked like he was aiming for the Miz's jaw, connected. You heard that fucking pop. Thank God it wasn't a completely closed fist, man. It was like a half-closed fist. But still, ridiculous. Guys, he knows how to throw a legit right hand, I'll tell you that. Might have been the best part of the whole fucking show up until this point to see the Miz get knocked on his ass by Bad Bunny. So Morrison says he just signed his own death warrant. We sign our own death warrants every week when we have to sit down to watch this show at 3 hours. And that's it. That's it. Segment ended. So Priest is back in the mix. Morrison's back in the mix. There's a report that the match could be a tag team match come WrestleMania. But the reason why WWE booked Miz vs. Bunny in a singles match is because Priest and Morrison were not cleared going into this match being made. So they booked a singles match with the hopes of them getting cleared, and then maybe in the weeks leading up, or the week, I should say, leading up, they may make it a tag team match next week, or they may make it a tag team match at WrestleMania the night it actually happens. So we'll see what happens. I would rather a tag team match, because I think Damian Priest getting him involved would be a lot better than just Miz and Bunny in a one-on-one match. So we'll see what happens with Miz and Bad Bunny going into WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley versus Shelton Benjamin. This one was pretty quick here. Lashley took over. Shelton got thrown into the ring post on the floor. This is obviously stemming from the opening of the show where Shelton Benjamin stood tall against Bobby Lashley and they were kicked out of the Hurt Business, pretty much ending the Hurt Business on Raw. So Shelton caught Lashley with a surprise pay dirt. Close near fall there. Lashley kicked out. And MVP said Lashley has kicked out of many, many finishers. That's why he's the WWE champion. Lashley gave Shelton an almighty spine buster is what they called it. And then a hurt lock. Referee called the match after Shelton passed out. And that was pretty much it. Lashley beats and buries Shelton Benjamin in a 4-minute glorified squash match here on Monday Night Raw. Guys, I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. I want to mention once again my sponsor for today's show, Advanced GG. You guys can get yourself some Advanced GG by going to the website, advanced.gg, man. I use it every time I stream on Twitch. I use it every time I want to come on here and give you guys the best possible live stream that I can in the community. It helps you focus. It helps your reaction time, gives you energy, gives you that endurance, and it's first clinically proven ingredient for esports. Advanced GG Focus, man. I love it. Like I said, you guys can use it for gaming. You guys can use it for working. If you guys work that rigorous 9 to 5, you guys could use it in the gym as a pre-workout. You guys could use this for studying. I know you got your finals coming up soon, right? It's almost the end of the school year. Advanced GG is where it's at, man. You guys can go get Focus. You guys can go get their other supplements as well. You can get some mixers and shakers. You can get some t-shirts. Anything on their website, man, you guys are going to use code SCRIPT at checkout for 10% off. I want to thank them for supporting the podcast right here on Off the Script, man. I never put my name to anything that I don't use. I never put my name to anything that I don't believe in or anything that doesn't work. I've been using this for 2 months now when I need it. And it works better than anything I've ever had, man. Coffee, let me tell you, coffee, I drink coffee 3 or 4 times a day. Does nothing for me. All natural caffeine in this bad boy, man. So go get yourself some Advanced GG at Advanced GG on their website, advanced.gg. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. And I want to thank them for supporting the podcast on Off the Script, man. So shout out to those guys. They hooked me up big time. And I want to pretty much get you guys on board, man. Every little bit helps. New Day approached AJ Styles and almost backstage. They pretended to be chickens and accused Styles of being scared. Meanwhile, Xavier Woods plugged his podcast and his YouTube channel. And they ran off laughing because they got AJ and almost in a game show segment. Game night on Monday Night Raw. Game night to build the Raw Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania. New Day stood in the ring with tables with colorful coverings and games on them. There was Hungry Hippos, and there was Jenga, Pictionary. There was a Connect 4 game there as well. And they invited Omos and Styles into the ring. Styles and Omos walked out. They plugged the Raw Tag Team title match at WrestleMania. Kofi and Xavier said they know it's important for them to be a well-oiled machine. He said these games will prove who the better team is. Styles said they'll play their little silly games just to prove them both wrong. Xavier said charades was up first. So there was a bowl of words written on paper, and they had to act out what they were reading on the paper to their teammate, and the teammate had to guess what the movie was or what the song was or whatever they were acting out for this show. Charades. So the first one was picked by Kofi. Xavier guessed 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. So they celebrated and they got their first one right. Styles was upset, asking how did you get that? So Styles was up next. He drew his word from the bucket, and he got the Lion King. So Styles was in the ring, and he was trying to act out the Lion King so that Omos could guess the right movie. He was making claw motions with his hands like a cat. He was motioning crown for his head. He was doing what the cats usually do, and they lick themselves and they clean themselves. Almost didn't know what the fuck was going on here. They got it wrong, and they ran out of time. So next up, they had Pictionary. New Day got a rocket ship. Kofi was drawing a rocket ship, and he guessed the rocket ship did Xavier right away. Styles got the sun. Again, almost did not play along at all. No guess at all for AJ Styles drawing the sun on Pictionary. So almost had enough of this shit. He's like, enough with these games. So they just have to win at WrestleMania, and he will show them both what he is capable of when they win the Raw Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. Xavier said they're all out of time. The game show music played as Styles threw the Pictionary board out of the ring angrily, knocked over all the games, and that was it. That was it. Now, I'm not sure what you guys thought of this. Last week, I enjoyed the comedy back and forth just a little bit. Because on a show that was that bad, I had to pick apart something positive on the show. This, I didn't like. I don't believe we're using charades and Pictionary and Jenga and Connect 4 and Hungry Hippos to sell a goddamn WWE Raw Tag Team title match at WrestleMania. This is WWE's vision of WrestleMania. Fucking charades and Pictionary. Awesome. This was awful. Absolutely awful. This was we got Braun Strowman and his report card. We got fucking hey, hop. And then we got fucking charades and Pictionary on the same Monday Night Raw. And the people wonder why I shit on the goddamn show every fucking week. Seriously. This is WrestleMania, folks. This is WrestleMania season. They showed a kid. This was easily the best part of the entire show. I forgot his name. I didn't write his name down. They showed a kid dressed up like Hulk Hogan who sent in a video who was mimicking Hulk Hogan, cutting a promo like Hulk Hogan used to do, dressed as Hulk Hogan, doing Hulk Hogan mannerisms. This kid was standing next to an actual life-size poster of Hulk Hogan on his wall and cut a better promo than most of the goddamn roster in WWE on this show. This was easily the best part of the entire night. God, I mean, I don't know how old this kid was. Maybe 6 years old, 7 years old, maybe. Probably less than that. Cutting a goddamn Hulk Hogan promo in the Hulk Hogan voice. Almost slammed Xavier to the mat in this match. After the match was, by the way, Xavier wins by DQ. I'm not even going to go over the match because the match was nothing. Almost slammed Xavier to the mat. MVP was laughing. One more time, please. I enjoyed that. Almost stood over Xavier's chest. Styles counted 3 as almost made the mock pin on Xavier. Earlier in the match, we got almost taking Kofi and throwing him over the barricade, which led to the DQ to begin with. They did a low camera shot, almost picked up Kofi. He almost looked like he was fucking 20 feet tall. Guess everybody's getting ready for Godzilla versus King Kong coming out on the 31st. Low camera shot. They showed almost lifting Kofi up, dumped him over the barricade inside the Thunderdome. Great looking shot. That's one of the big perks about no crowds being inside WWE Thunderdome. They have little editing sequences that they could do with that. You can't usually do that with fans in attendance, so it's one of the perks about working in a non-attended Thunderdome. But Xavier wins in 3 minutes here via DQ, and that was it. That was it. I'm not excited about this match at all. In fact, I'm afraid that it's going to shit the bed because Omos is pretty much unproven, and I'm expecting the worst with Omos in that ring, in that match with The New Day. I would imagine AJ Styles is going to take the majority of the work at WrestleMania. So moving on, going into hour number 3 on Monday Night Raw. At this point, I'm looking at my clock and I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it seems like I've been here for fucking 7 hours by now. Going into hour 3, we got, after The New Day, we got Bliss sitting in the Alexa's playground backstage, holding the Jack in the Box. She said it might look normal, but it's so much more. She said centuries ago, Monday Night Raw was actually a good show. Centuries ago, they used to be called the Devil in the Box. Legends say they had spells written all over them containing a demonic presence. I'm sure WWE management would know. She said at TLC, Orton burned the Fiend alive, and he truly believes the Fiend was gone forever. She said Randy was wrong. The Fiend was just weakened and trapped. Just like how we are on Monday night. We're all weakened and we're all trapped in Bruce's hell. She explained he was trapped in the box. She said all he needed was time, and now he's salivating at the idea of standing across the ring from Orton at WrestleMania. Are you salivating at the thought of Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania? I know I'm not. I'm actually fucking very afraid of what's to come. You know, because their first WrestleMania match was a gem, right? Match of the year classic. Give me a fucking break. She said Orton's biggest mistake is thinking he understands what's next. He doesn't. She said she had a hint. At WrestleMania, the legend killer dies. It's a pretty bold statement there, honey. The legend killer dies. She cranked the box, began laughing, and then the camera shifted over to the right, and we seen, Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Standing right there. Standing all stoic, and he's just standing there, not moving anything. So, I got news on Bray Wyatt. I got legitimate news on Bray Wyatt. There was a news report about Bo Dallas being involved with the new Bray Wyatt Fiend character. Scratching my head, I'm like, why? Who gives a shit? Bo Dallas has been off TV for how long now? 3 years? People still talking about Bo Dallas. Are they going to put him in the funhouse? Like they should have done? There was a rumor killer on Bo Dallas and his involvement with the new Bray Wyatt Fiend character. Ringside News asked about this rumor, and they can now confirm that Bo Dallas and his involvement is 100% false. Bo Dallas is not in the Fiend burned costume, okay? So you guys, all you fucking creepers out there, right? All you Bray Wyatt stans who think he's the greatest thing since fucking peanut butter and jelly. Crunchy peanut butter for me, hold the jelly, clowns. Or I should say peanut butter whiskey, screwball peanut butter whiskey. The greatest thing since screwball peanut butter whiskey. The Fiend sucks. The Fiend sucks, okay? This character, I don't believe I have to say this again. This character was on his way. He had one foot in the grave at Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins. He was officially buried in Saudi Arabia, never to return again. Bray Wyatt's soul, Bray Wyatt's carcass is in the deserts, 7,000 miles away in Saudi Arabia, folks. Whatever you're watching now is a shell of the former character that we all fell in love with. Bray Wyatt's greatest influence as The Fiend was the first night we saw the character at SummerSlam when he wrestled Finn Balor. Ever since then, downward spiral. You don't agree with me? I couldn't give a single shit, man. Cry me a fucking river. I know I'm going to be sleeping well, hopefully. Show hasn't given me fucking nightmares. I'm going to be sleeping well tonight while you're all upset. Oh, did you hear what JD said about The Fiend? I can't believe it, man. He's the cancer of the IWC. We got to get rid of him. Blow me. Bray Wyatt sucks. This character is a fucking disgrace. What are we, fucking 6 years old? Give me a break. Bo Dallas, he's preparing for life after WWE. He told the WWE Universe that he was going on a life-changing expedition back in 2019. What was that, leaving WWE? Getting off Raw? Can't get more life-changing than that, man. And we haven't seen him since. Ringside News exclusively reported that Bo Dallas has been backstage at WWE Raw, but he hasn't appeared. He must love that catering, bro. Liv Morgan and Bo Dallas are a real-life couple. They have a farm together. They're also starting their own family real estate business. Bo Dallas could make a return to WWE as long as he's on the contract, but he's not the man in the Fiend suit. And just a little fun fact here, the man behind the burned Fiend mask, which I will say looks great. The burned Fiend mask looks fantastic. So this is special effects makeup artist Jason Baker. He took to Twitter and revealed the names of several artists who worked on the Fiend's new look as this burned Fiend character. Veteran makeup artist Tom Savini was the project supervisor. Baker was involved in the sculpting and painting process. And Baker then mentioned the other artists who had a part to play in creating this mask and design of Bray Wyatt's. Bray Wyatt's new look created at Callosum Studios, sculpted by Brian McGuire, and Jason Baker, molds by whoever these artists are, RNZ, OFX74, and Kendra Lee, painted by Jason Baker, soft goods and leather by Sandy Mimpson, and project supervisor Tom Savini. That's it. So it's the same people that worked on his old costume, I'm sure, with Tom Savini being the lead name there, who took lead supervisor in this new burned Fiend outfit. If you guys needed any backstory on where and who worked on this burned Fiend character, that's that. But Bo Dallas, he's not in this Fiend storyline whatsoever, and he's not the new Fiend character. So for all those rumors, goodbye. We got backstage. Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak was a part of this, but Drew took a deep breath. He got up. He was angry. He was slamming things in the back. He was banging the wall. He walked into the locker room where all the jobbers resided and asked who was going to try and take him out. He said nobody has stepped up, and he's quite frankly disappointed. He said a few years ago, if he was asked, he would have done it. He would have stepped up. Drew mocked somebody off camera. I don't know who he was pointing to. I believe it was one of the Lucha House Party that was sitting there. He was saying, oh, look at what you're doing. You sit in the back, you're not even getting up, and you're probably tweeting something that's probably gonna, not generate any interest on social media because that's how everybody gets themselves over, right? Hoping that they go viral on social media. Then he looked down at Braun Strowman and said, Braun, you should be a 5-time world champion by now. But you're a 5-time stupid idiot. He didn't actually say that. That's what I would have said to him. 5-time champion by now. Thank God he hasn't been. He told him to step the hell up. Braun got up and said when he's done ripping Shane to pieces at WrestleMania, if Drew is the champion, he'll be the first to come find him. Sat back down, and he was back to doing whatever he was doing. Tying his shoes, doing a simple math equation, wondering how to work social media. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Then he grabbed Humberto Carrillo. He grabbed by the shirt. Sounded like he ripped his shirt. He told him to hit him. Humberto was getting all angry in the face. Tossed him aside like Drew McIntyre tosses the lettuce from his fucking taco. I heard Drew doesn't like lettuce on his tacos. He threw Humberto like the lettuce he throws off his fucking taco on Taco Tuesday. Drew asked if anyone takes this seriously. Then he walks up to Drew Gulak. He told Gulak to do something. Gulak went to go hit him. Drew McIntyre gave him a Glasgow kiss. Ricochet stood up and Drew says, I know you, of all people, want an opportunity. So take it. Ricochet says, listen, man, I've known you for a long time, and I'll bring a fight. You know that. But Lashley's offer doesn't mean anything to me. Drew says, all right, I respect that. I'll see you in the ring. So we got Ricochet of all the fucking people backstage. He's the one guy I choose. Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre. Awesome. I remember that match, I should say. I believe it was in the King of the Ring tournament, if I'm not mistaken. They had a great match. Went about 20 minutes. Man, do I miss the King of the Ring. If there's something that WWE should bring back this year, it is absolutely the King of the Ring tournament. Absolutely. Shayna Baszler. Absolutely not. With Nia Jax. Fuck no. Reginald. Get him off TV. This is what we got on our TV. Shayna Basil versus Naomi. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. I'm sorry. Catering 1 and catering 1.5 on commentary. They joined Tom Phillips, MVP, and Byron Saxton on commentary. Reginald was out there distracting Naomi on the top rope. Lana took a swing at Reginald. Flipped out of the way, did Reginald. Jackson got up and set up Lana for a Samoan drop. Catering 1 and catering 1.5 got into a fight with Nia Jax. Baszler kicked Lana. Naomi then rolled Baszler up with the bridge. Naomi wins in 2 minutes. Seems like we're getting a multi-woman tag team title match at WrestleMania, folks. I wonder where I'll be when this match is taking place at WrestleMania. In the bathroom? Maybe. Depends on what I eat. Maybe I'll go take a walk up the fucking street and go get a bottle of wine. Maybe I'll go get a slice of pizza. Maybe I'll clean the fucking cat boxes, man. They'll probably be filled with fucking cat piss and cat shit at that point. In fact, I'll intentionally leave the fucking boxes just so that I have something to do for this match. Fucking women's division is awful, man. Awful. Asuka was backstage. Riddle came up to her on his scooter. He says he's a little sore and a little beat up from the match with Sheamus, but at least he gets to wrestle Sheamus at WrestleMania. Yeah, you lost a non-title match to Sheamus, but at least you get to wrestle Sheamus at WrestleMania. What a fucking idiot. Yeah, I lost, but I got Sheamus at WrestleMania. He asked Asuka if scooters were big in Japan. And then all of a sudden he stopped, said he forgot what he was saying, and scooted away. Now, I don't know if this was intended. I don't know if this was a botch. Looked like more of an outtake than anything. He just rode away. Asuka stood there like, what? Was he not ready for Asuka? Pretty much set the tone for this entire fucking show tonight, folks. This one segment set the fucking tone for what this show really was tonight. A steaming pile of garbage was this show. We got Adam Pearce in the middle of the ring. He oversaw a contract signing. Oh my God, man, this is riveting television. A contract signing between Rhea Ripley, who I think absolutely fucking sucks. I'm going to say it right now, man. Shit, I don't know. There's something about her, man. I don't like it. I don't know what it is. She just comes, I don't know if it's the black lipstick. I don't know if it's the fucking overabundance of piercings. I don't know if she's, you know what she is? You know what Rhea Ripley reminds me of? Rhea Ripley is that fucking geek in high school. Now, I listened to the best, okay? Machine Head during Burn My Eyes, The More Things Change, right? That was Machine Head. Fear Factory at Soul of a New Machine, Demanufacture, Obsolete, right? That was the thing back in the day, right? When I was in high school, right? Testament, Exodus, Slayer, those are the bands. Metallica before, Black Album. That's the shit right there. Okay? You got Rhea Ripley coming into high school. You got all the metalheads standing around. And Rhea Ripley comes into the fucking group wanting acceptance. Hey guys, did you hear the new Blink-182 album? Hey guys, did you hear the new Godsmack album? Like, what? I'm over here listening to fucking Testament, right? The Gathering, a goddamn thrash classic. And you got Rhea Ripley coming up asking me if I listen to the new Lit album or the new Kid Rock album. Like, what? That's what you call metal? That's what you constitute as heavy metal. Rhea Ripley looks like a poser. She just comes off as somebody that isn't really what she is. I don't get it. She is way, way, way overproduced. If they scale this thing back about 75%, I think Rhea Ripley would be presented a lot. She did not feel this way when she won the title from Shayna Basil in NXT. She did not. She went on that hot streak for the month of November. She was like the MVP. She was on SmackDown doing things with Sasha and Charlotte. She was in War Games. She was at the Survivor Series. I don't know what it is, man. I'm telling you right now, I am dreading this Rhea Ripley demotion to Monday Night Raw. This shit sucks. I'm telling you right now. She just looks like somebody that is trying desperately too hard to get over. So she's there. She's sitting. Asuka's sitting. Charlotte is out of action, which opened up this opportunity for Rhea Ripley. And obviously, there was not a lot of explanation as to why Rhea Ripley was there. Match was just made. Right, all the geeks are excited about this match. Oh, yeah, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I get it. You would rather Rhea Ripley challenge Asuka because there's nobody else, but that's just hiding the problem. It's masking the issue. There's no fucking division, but yeah, let's throw her right at the top. Yeah, of course it's better than Lana and Naomi and Liv, whoever, fucking catering, right? Obviously it's better than them women, but it still doesn't make it right. What happens after she wins the fucking title? You're going to be right back in the same position anyway. What, are you going to give her Asuka? What are we going to run back this Asuka match 5 or 6 times and fucking beat that to death? So they're in the ring. Ripley said Asuka is the current Raw Women's Champion, and she stressed current, meaning that she's not going to be champion come WrestleMania. Asuka laughed. She was sitting back and said Ripley is overconfident. Ripley said she's right. She is. She said in her first night at Raw, she was confident enough to challenge her to a match at WrestleMania. She said now she's confident enough to say she's going to beat her at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's title. She signed the contract, shoved it back in Asuka's face. Asuka signed it. I thought Charlotte was coming out any minute. She didn't. And she said she's going to learn she's not ready for Asuka. And all of a sudden, Rhea Ripley threw the table into Asuka's face. And I don't know if Asuka took a hard way bump or not. It certainly looked like it from my vantage point. That table smashed her right in the fucking face, man. I don't know if she's injured or not. But she went down. She covered herself for the duration of this segment. Adam Pearce was looking like he was desperately trying to check on her because there was no officials out there. And the camera really didn't even spotlight Asuka in this. They did such a terrible job as to highlight only Rhea Ripley, almost intentionally moving away from Asuka, not trying to show Asuka in any which way. Then we got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Reginald walking out. I don't know why. Jax says she's not sure what's worse. Ripley having the audacity to request a championship match at WrestleMania, or Asuka accepting her challenge. So Baszler said they're both pretty bad. She said Ripley is new, but Asuka should be ashamed of herself. Yeah, so should this division. She said after everything she's done to her, she should know better. She said they have dominated the entire women's division for an entire year. Where is our WrestleMania match? Let me get this straight, Shayna. I love you. Listen, I love Shayna Baszler. It is fucking criminal that I gotta say this. She sucks on the main roster. She really does. She is a blithering idiot on the main roster. They've dominated the women's division, folks. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many times has Shayna lost to Lana? She just lost to Naomi about 5 minutes ago. And then she comes out here saying that she's dominated the Raw women's division. I'm sorry. Several losses to Lana and Naomi don't really constitute as dominating a women's division. Even Dana Brooke has 2 victories over you, man. That's not what I call dominating in any which way. You may be dominating catering, but you ain't dominating the women's division. Where's your WrestleMania match, Shayna? I don't know. Maybe nobody gives a fuck about the women's division on Monday Night Raw. That's why your match hasn't been booked yet. Moving on. She says, they've dominated. Where's our match? Baszler said she's already proven that she can kick the champion's teeth out of her mouth. She says she wants to give Rhea a dose of that reality. Jack said if Asuka can pull herself out from underneath that table there, how about they both face them next week? And I'll show you what brutality really is, says Nia. Ripley looked up and down at Asuka and said, we accept on behalf of Asuka. Threw the microphone down, and that was it. Wow, Bruce, I am fucking floored, man. Holy shit. Another can they coexist as tag team partners right before WrestleMania angle. I mean, at this point, if you're watching this and you find any redeeming qualities about Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler coming out and doing exactly what they did with Sasha and Bianca to Asuka and Rhea, I mean, I don't know what you guys are looking at, but what I'm looking at is a company really giving up all hope about anything this division has to offer going into WrestleMania. That was fucking awful. Everything about this was awful. Nothing about that contract signing made me want to see that match. Nothing about this tag team match next week is going to make me want to see the match. Can they coexist as partners? First of all, we don't even know if Asuka's going to be able to go next week with the fucking table bump she took. She may have knocked another fucking tooth out of her mouth. And this match next week legitimately makes no sense whatsoever. None. Why are we not focusing on the fucking Raw Women's title? What is it about these tag team titles that needs to be in every women's feud? What? Oh, but JD, they got nothing else. Fuck off with the goddamn excuses. There's no tag teams, so why are there even tag team titles? Why? This shit is fucking mind-numbing, man. It's fucking making me stupid. But then you got idiots who accept it for what it is. Oh, it's okay. I'm excited. Excited for what? Your intelligence is being insulted. You are a fucking idiot to Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. God, this show sucks. I fucking hate this goddamn fucking show. Everybody wants women's wrestling. This is what you want? This. Women's wrestling has never looked worse on the main roster. This shit is fucking awful. Awful. Yeah, what a great job. Rhea Ripley gets brought up. Gets a title shot for doing nothing. She comes in as a third-string fucking replacement. She had Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair ahead of her for this title match. Why is she there? Because there's nobody else. WWE had plans for Rhea Ripley. She should have debuted in February. If WWE had plans for the Raw Women's title, there would have been an Elimination Chamber. Open your fucking eyes. What does WWE think about women's wrestling? They don't. What do they think of their Raw Women's Champion? They don't. They don't. What do they think and what do they value from the Raw Women's Championship? So much that has been booked at WrestleMania in 2 weeks. Like a magic act. Drew McIntyre versus Ricochet. 3 minutes. Squash. Best thing about this match, Ricochet came out in fucking pants. He's been wearing those fucking god-awful boy shorts for the last year. Maybe WWE's gonna push him. What a bunch of fucking idiots, man. You got this guy on the main roster and you don't know what to fucking do with him? 3 minutes. He went for a 630, rolled through. Drew McIntyre went for a Claymore. Ricochet sold the shit out of it. Goodbye. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre celebrated. Mustafa Ali came in from behind and attacked Drew. Stomped away at him. And Ali had no representation of retribution on his tights. None. Absolutely none. First of all, the colors of his tights were fucking ridiculous. This ugly looking brown color with the black writing. Everything that was, it almost looked like Retribution's font and lettering and all that shit, but it was for Ali as a singles guy. It was an A instead of an R. No sign of Retribution, no talk about Retribution, no follow-up to Retribution. You wasted all of our year, dating back to whenever this fucking shit happened. Well, when did this happen? Right before Survivor Series? All this shit, fire bombs and fucking Molotov cocktails at the Performance Center, throwing bricks through the glass at the Performance Center. People trying to uncover who they are, making it a big deal. Then we get these fucking guys in the ring and everything's a goddamn disappointment. You wasted 9 months of our life for them to just disappear and go away? And you don't feel like we need a goddamn explanation as to where these guys are and why Ali is not representing or wearing fucking Retribution gear? I don't understand it. He's not doing anything Retribution-wise. Where the fuck did they go? Why? Did they disappear? Did they go back to the PC? I don't get it. These guys got the fucking shaft right from the word go. Awful. Ali, 5 minutes. He lasted 2 minutes longer than Ricochet. Claymore kick, and that was it. What do you want me to say? Ali is such a great fucking wrestler, they give him 5 minutes against Drew McIntyre. I was hoping maybe Ricochet and Ali would team up together. Weren't they feuding? Now they're for the same cause. They both want an opportunity. Now it doesn't matter. Now they don't know each other. Drew McIntyre in the ring had a microphone and said he was so focused on the match, he never noticed MVP sitting behind him. Said Lashley can send anybody after him and play any tricks he wants. It doesn't matter. He can't prevent the inevitable. He said at WrestleMania they'll fight. Lashley then said Lashley came out. I was expecting somebody else to come out. It was Bobby Lashley. Lashley said he almost ended Drew's career Elimination Chamber, and in hindsight, I should have. He said, that will pale in comparison to what I do to you at WrestleMania. He said his time is up, and now it's the almighty era. I don't know if this is the era you want to be living in, Lashley, on Raw. Give me a break. Drew said Lashley is big, bad, aggressive, and dangerous. If Drew McIntyre didn't exist, you'd be the man in this whole company. But I do exist, and tonight, sending everyone out here to get me, you proved to me Lashley is afraid of Drew McIntyre. Lashley shoved Drew. They exchanged punches. Lashley dropped Drew and punched away at him, landed a big headbutt, knocked him to the floor. Drew yelled, "You better bring more than that at WrestleMania, you bitch." Ooh. As soon as the word bitch gets thrown around, man, the angle and the storyline gets amped up. Now we're really getting serious. All of a sudden, Baron Corbin, yes, Baron fucking Corbin, comes out and attacks Drew McIntyre from behind. MVP says he's showing an entrepreneurial shift or spirit. Corbin gave Drew a deep six. Lashley then re-entered the ring and put Drew in a hurt lock. Corbin looked on as Lashley was being in a position in the ring. He was ragdolling, throwing fucking McIntyre around. Corbin yelled at him to do it again. Lashley did. He then threw Drew hard to the mat. Drew was out. Lashley held the belt in front of Drew's face and asked if he's ready for war. Lashley applied a third hurt lock. Corbin continued to look on and taunt Drew. "How do you like it, Drew?" he starts yelling. Drew was fading away as MVP said this is a preview of the highlight of WrestleMania. Lashley held up the title to close the show, and Baron Corbin looked at the title to close Monday Night Raw. Folks, what this signifies to me is that A, creative is clueless. B, they really want to kill the ratings by bringing over Baron Corbin. C, creative is fucking clueless. D, Bobby Lashley is inevitably losing that championship at WrestleMania, and Drew McIntyre's first title defense will be against Baron Corbin because there's nobody else on Monday Night Raw after Bobby Lashley goes down. This is what we're getting, folks. This is our punishment. If you thought WrestleMania season was bad, wait till the Raw after WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin potentially lined up as his first opponent. Why? Because you guys opted to give him the title back and now you're stuck with no fucking opponents? So that's the best you got. I would risk Adam Cole being buried just to call him up so Drew McIntyre has a goddamn opponent. Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is your answer to all of your problems about Drew McIntyre having no opponents. This was the absolute worst Monday Night Raw of the year. I knew something was going to happen here. I was fully expecting, I was praying for Lesnar to come out. Nobody else is going to answer Bobby Lashley's challenge, huh? I was hoping Lesnar was coming out. I'm like, please, please. I don't want Brock on TV. I don't want them to go back to the Brock route. But Jesus fucking Christ, man, this show needs something. This show needs something. Lashley coming out, making it Lesnar rather coming out, making it a triple threat match with Lashley and Drew McIntyre. No, we get Baron Corbin. We got Baron fucking Corbin on Monday Night Raw. This shit sucks. Worst Raw of the year. Monday Night Raw is absolutely the worst television show in the history of television. Cole isn't big enough to face Drew. Andrade confirmed it. I'm sorry. We've seen them wrestle in NXT. So what's the difference on the main roster? So you're going to hold Adam Cole back because he's small? I would look everybody in the fucking eye, man. If I had the power, I'd fire every fucking one of them. Thank you guys for joining me on the podcast, man. We got some super chats to go over. If you want your super chats, get them on in. At JDfromNY206 on Twitter, on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. And make sure you guys go and check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Links are down below, and go get yourself some Advanced GG. Advanced.gg. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 10% off, man. Believe me, it's delicious. This is actually strawberry lemonade. Awesome. See what's going on here. No super chats. Where are the fucking super chats, YouTube? You fucking geeks. Now I gotta go into my studio because the goddamn super chats don't show up live in the goddamn fucking live control room. God. YouTube really sucks, man. Now I can't even look at the chat. Now I can't even look at the goddamn chat. We got Susan D'Ambrosio with a $5 super chat. JD, your podcast and chatting in the chat with my OTS family has helped me through this month. This past Saturday was a year since my father passed away, says Susan D'Ambrosio. Susan, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully they're being nice to you, and I'm glad you're a part of the OTS family. Gregory Benson with a $4.99 super chat. Well, it looks like Thomas the Tank Engine is more dumber than I thought he was. Hashtag Strowman Express. Hashtag OTS for life. Gregory, Thomas the Tank. He's a lot smarter than Braun Strowman ever will be, man. Seriously. Issa, thank you very much for the kind words in the chat. NYC Demon Diva in the chat. I know I could get a little heated, man. Fucking hate this show. I really do. I really do. Daryl, what's up, brother? WWE equals chaos of nonsense and should be renamed to parody wrestling non-entertainment / PWNE for short. Hashtag Fox. Just give me the fucking pen. I'll change Monday Night Raw in 6 months. I bet my fucking life on it. Fucking ridiculous, this show, man. Gregory, thank you for the $5 super chat. Luke Mamo with a $5 UK super chat. No comment. He sent a super sticker instead. Luke, don't be shy, bro. Tenorio128 with a $5 super chat. Do you listen to Iron Maiden? No. I do not. Logan McCall with a $5 super chat. Strowman Express, he says. Jaden Vlogs with a $4.99 super chat. Heard Titus was having seafood tonight. But how you feeling? I feel fucking awful, Jaden. I gotta watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw and then talk about it for another 2. Whoever says YouTube content creation in the IWC isn't fucking work, that could blow me. Paul Jackson, 1988. $10 YouTube super chat. It's not that hard, Vince and Bruce. It should have been Brock Lesnar, but instead you put Baron Corbin in that spot. I thought this is WrestleMania season. Absolutely pathetic. Dude, I would have taken the fucking gobbledygooker at that point instead of Baron Corbin. I would have taken the fucking janitor over Baron Corbin. Jaden Vlogs with another $5 super chat. What's your favorite game to play? The one that doesn't involve watching Monday Night Raw. Maurice with a $4 super chat. WWE equals worst wrestling entertainment. He also says, what do you dislike most about Ryback? I don't have an answer to that question. Fuck Ryback. Kratos with a $5 super chat. I was playing Cold War earlier today, and my game froze. Let me get some more music on here. And my game froze after I went 19-9 in a team deathmatch loss. I bring this up because Raw sucked tonight. Treyarch's influence in developing Cold War was taken right from Bruce Pritchard, bro. I am not surprised. The Life of Jay with a $5 super chat. You want to have a good night's sleep? Watch Monday Night Raw. Listen, man, it could work different ways for different people. You watch Raw, you go to sleep. You watch Raw, you got fucking nightmares. The Gary Sphere with a $5 super chat. Never anticipate how bad the show is when I tune in for OTS. Thanks for your sacrifice for watching this. We'll do a shot of Screwball for you, buddy. Make mine a triple, Gary. Make mine a triple. Jeremy Thomas with a $9.99 super chat. What's up, JD? Bad Bunny's punch to the Miz. Not bad. Listen, bro. Miz may have a loose tooth somewhere tonight. He may be feeling like Asuka after Rhea Ripley dumped that fucking table on her head. Justin Striplin with a $4.99 super chat. Raw was so garbage that it broke me to the point of wanting this trash canceled and off television forever. Cody Tyler Clyde with a $2 super chat. AEW in Hammerstein Ballroom. Imagine that energy. If that ever happens, man, I'm there. I may actually be in Jacksonville for Double or Nothing. I'm making plans right now. I gotta tell Jesse what's going on. Meet and greet in Jacksonville, man. Maurice with a $1.99. What's Great Khali's biggest career highlight, in your opinion? The fact that he fucking retired. William Gaddis, a $10 super chat. Shayna Basil should ditch Nia Jax and go for the Raw Women's Championship. That team with the addition of Reginald is starting to look like a farce. Sort of like Rico and Charlie Haas. They're getting paid though, right? I can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. Nobody can say anything because they're getting paid. Guarantee you they're all creatively frustrated, man, because this creative sucks. Jack Brewer with a $5 super chat. WWE ruined another great faction. I liked the Hurt Business. Looks like they're going to give Drew the title back, which he does not deserve. I don't want to see Drew McIntyre as WWE champion again. Especially if it means we're getting Drew McIntyre versus Baron fucking Corbin. Coiled Phoenix 713 with a $20 super chat. I know you went over this in your last OTS, but I have a question. How do we know for sure that it was Vince's idea and not Bryan's? We all know how Vince loves to take credit for other people's ideas and make it his own. Well, of course it's Vince's idea. Vince approved it. All I said was I would not be surprised. I mean, it's quite the coincidence that the two wrestlers who are on the Raw and SmackDown creative teams individually are now in the main event of WrestleMania. Every idea is Vince's idea because Vince is the one who approves all the ideas. I got news on, actually, I got a follow-up on that Friday. Not all of Bryan's ideas get through, and he gets turned down more than he actually would like in a new report. So I got that on Friday during the SmackDown live stream. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. I just woke up. Did they seriously reunite the worst part of 2018-2019 Raw? Go back to bed, Mr. Cake. Maybe in the morning you will wake up and realize it was all a dream. It was all a dream. And then you'll wake up and then you'll listen to me rant about it several more times this week and realize, fuck, maybe I should just go back to sleep. Sasha Bianca absolutely should main event night 1 now. Oh, man. Maybe this is the push. They should main event night 1 anyway. The feud sucks, but the match is going to be fantastic. You got a 2-night WrestleMania, meaning Edge won the Royal Rumble. He's in the main event on night 2. Bianca won the Royal Rumble. She should be in the main event of night 1. It just makes sense. It's never going to happen again. Then you get your women's main event in night one as well. WWE can have fun with that on social media and spotlight that and get all their publicity with that too. Dave Melee with a $4.99 super chat. After we hear the train sound at WrestleMania, will we see the end of Braun Strowman's career? Because absolutely nobody will ever take him seriously. I hope so. I may actually have to revise the Get Off My TV brand and put Braun Strowman on it because this guy sucks. I'll just put the fucking front of the Strowman Express and say, get off my fucking TV. Jack Brewer with a $5 YouTube super chat. All aboard to the Stupid Express on the worst wrestling show, Boring Night Raw. 1L with a $2 super chat. Braun, the monster among trains. Choo choo. Horatia with a Canadian $2 super chat. Matt Riddle, title push. Signs contract. Buried. It's usually how it works, bro. Sign a contract, title. Take the title off you. Right? In between you sign a contract. Buried. That's the way it works. Robert Chester with a $5 super chat. I'm probably the only one that likes Strowman, but I can't even defend this shit. Bruce, this show sucks, and why did they do Asuka like that? Because Bruce fucking sucks at his job. That's why. Majin Styles with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, have you seen the Flock of Birds graphics when Riddle took his slippers off? Yes, I did. I forgot to mention that. I have no idea what the fuck that is in reference to. Maybe because he's flying high? God, this show fucking sucks. Firebird87. I love the intro. Are you going for a Resident Evil type theme? No. Whatever I find that sounds good, that's copyright free, goes in the intro. And Mean Marky D, he's more over than fucking 98% of the Monday Night Raw roster. Cool Jags, $9.99. Just finished playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and my God, the similarities between Vince McMahon and President Shinra are astounding. They both drain my energy. Where's Sephiroth when you need him? I wish Sephiroth would cut off all their fucking heads, man, really. By the way, Matt Riddle definitely smoked a fat joint before his promo tonight. That was absolutely ridiculous and embarrassing. I won't be surprised. They probably wrote him something that he forgot. Why are you scripting Matt Riddle, man? Nobody in their right mind should be scripting Matt Riddle. Ned Pepper with a $2 YouTube super chat. Rhea Ripley's mic work is noticeably bad. Rhea Ripley is noticeably bad. In every aspect of her presentation. She doesn't have to try so hard to look metal. Ditch the black lipstick. Give me a break. Fucking, everything is just so off with her, man. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like a mixture of things. Rafael DeLuna, $1.99. What WWE has done to AJ Styles is a disgrace. AJ Styles is a disgrace? This fucking show is a disgrace. Riddick with a $5 super chat. My God, man, I know you do this for a living, but I think I would take a pay cut to avoid this god-awful, horrendous show. Wow, does it ever suck, man. Shout out to Hula Grim in the chat. His mother's going through a tough time right now. I want everybody in the chat, 1,800 of you right now, to leave a prayer emoji for Hula Grim's mother. Thoughts and prayers to your mother, bro. Richard Williams with a $2 super chat. What's up, JD? Haven't donated in a while. Are we live? You better fucking believe we're live, man. Jason Walker with a $2 super chat. Raw was a snooze fest. Good night, JD. Get some sleep, Jason. After this show, you're gonna need it. Jason Walker with a $1.99 and a 99-cent emoji. Leaves a thumbs up and then a sleep emoji. Thank you. Chris with a $4.99 super chat. This show sucks. Vince should be counting his blessings. If it wasn't for Roman Reigns and his heel character, this company would be in shambles. Yeah, but they got $3 billion deals. Or three $1 billion deals that equal $3 billion. Plus Saudi money. They're fine. But that's the problem, man. They got all this money coming in from different places, and they know they do, and they just refuse to change. They don't have to change because they know they're getting paid, and they have no competition. The fact that WWE has no competition is one of the worst things about all of this. Jaxo23 with a $4.99 super chat. Adam Cole vs. Kyle O'Reilly at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver is going to be awesome. Also, Raw is a pile of garbage, and Braun is stupid. I'm looking forward to Cole and O'Reilly, but it does feel like the feud is being pieced together in just a couple weeks, even though everything's been kind of brewing with them for months now. I'm not completely there yet and invested totally. The two matches I'm looking forward to at TakeOver are Ciampa versus Walter and Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin in the ladder match. Edgar Estrada. $50 super chat by Edgar. Yo, J fucking D. What the hell did you and most of the OTS fam watch tonight? Trash, Edgar. Trash. Stupid is what they should rename Raw. Can Negan line all these responsible for this show and release Lucille on them? Prayers for Road Dogg, Susan, and her family. Good night, JD. Edgar, thank you so much, and thank you for banning Ryback TV in the chat. Guy's like a fucking nuisance, man. He's got like 1,000 fucking goddamn YouTube channels. Hooligrim with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD, can you and the OTS fam please give a small prayer for my mom? She goes to get a cancer treatment tomorrow. Send positive vibes that she can beat this disease. Way ahead of you, buddy. Way ahead of you, man. Chris $4.99 super chat. Just want to say thank you, JD, for everything that you do when it comes to your opinion on the current product. Happy to be here. OTS for life. Thank you, Chris. Kumar. I'm just going to call you Kumar from now on. Kumar! Which I believe is 179 rupees. Thoughts on Randy's latest savage tweet to Soulja Boy. Randy Orton's feud with Soulja Boy is better than the one that he's got with The Fiend. Jericho 8131, $5 super chat. Report card is in for Raw. All F's, failure, faulty, flawed, filthy, frustrating. CM Punk said it best. Vince wants to punish fans for liking wrestling. Absolutely. Vince doesn't give a fuck about me, you, or anybody else, man. Jaxo, $3.99 super chat. Heel Edge is great on SmackDown. Also, screw Raw. Heel Edge is great. We all know that Edge does better heel work than he does babyface work, man. Edge is a Hall of Famer because of his heel work. The main event of WrestleMania is very unpredictable, man. I don't know what they could do. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to do what they need to do, but it's very unpredictable. Really. Montreal with the $2 super chat. So Rhea Ripley is supposed to be Ruby Riott 2.0. Who? Who's that? Ruby Riott. Maybe I should call up Titus, man. Maybe she's been seen in catering. Is she even employed still? Maybe. Jesse says Wyatt tweeted about Punk tonight. You know why, Jesse? Because his feud with Randy Orton is fucking trash, and he needs to get some traction for this new character because it just ain't working out with Randy. So let me get all the geeks talking on social media about a potential Fiend versus CM Punk feud at SummerSlam. Guys, I'm about done here, man. I'm about done here, bro. Thank you for making us number one in the community. As always. I mean, give me a break. Who are you going to be watching? Who are you going to be watching tonight, man? Give me a break. Thank you for making us number one in the community tonight. I need some rest, man. I worked out this weekend. My arms are fucking killing me, bro. Hit that thumbs up. We are 829 likes in the chat. Let's try for 1,000. Thank you to everybody that super chatted. Appreciate you all. Follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY206. It's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. If you have not hit the subscribe button, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for, man. Do you like your pro wrestling opinion given to you in a very lackluster way? Do you like being bullshitted by other podcasters in the community? Do you like to be lied to right to your face? If not, hit the subscribe button. Machine 199. Hey JD, look up TE. No, fuck out of here. Take you 199. TEW 2020. I'm not playing any pro wrestling creative simulators, man. I got enough going on here. Francis, just want to show my support. The donations have been hit and miss using my phone. You know what's not hit and miss? My fucking car outside. I'm getting in the Mustang. You guys know what to do. Leave me those guitar emojis in the chat. Leave me those prayer emojis for Hula Grim. I got my cold beverage. That volume, I want it on max. Windows are down. Music is loud. I'm hitting the highway. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday with Jesse, AEW Dynamite. Right here on Off the Script. See you guys later.